Let's go! Let's go!
And we are in Lucat. It's finals time, the wind is cranking, the waves are pumping, and our finalists are already on the beach getting ready to see who will be first, second, third and fourth in the men and in the women. But first, let's take a look at the local area. We're in the beautiful town of Lucat in the south of France, and it's one of my favorite. Lying on the Mediterranean coast. There's kite surfing, windsurfing, surfing, mountain biking, trekking. This place has got it all. I've been here for many years, but I'm sitting alongside Craig Cunningham. You're here for your first visit. Are you impressed with this place?
Yeah, it's been great, Lou, coming out to the south of France. We've had some pretty well. And yeah, it's been great getting to dive into the culture. There's some great people, great food, and it's been an amazing time. So let's see how it goes today.
Just to give you an idea of just how much there is to do here in such a vast place. There's unbelievable amounts of coastline here, Craig.
Yeah, about 30 kilometers worth, I think, Lou.
Camping in the van, staying in boutique hotels, wine, food. We love this stop, and it's suitably placed first of the tour calendar for the freestyle. There's no doubt in my mind that it's one of the kiteboarding capitals of the world with its strong, cranking wind. We sometimes get that nice light wind too, so for all kiteboarders, it's the perfect place. There's our riders on the beach already lined up. We won't hang around. Let's go to Gemma on the beach.
And welcome, we're down here. This is the GKA Freestyle World Cup Finals here in Lucat, France. We have some incredible conditions going on right here. The wind is blasting, and I am here with our 4 male finalists. They are stoked, they are amped, they want to get out on the water as soon as possible. So let's meet our finalists here. Maxime Chablot from Switzerland. How are you feeling, Max?
I feel really good. I feel really confident, and yeah, I'm ready to send it.
Any game plan going on for this heat right now?
Well, I'm the first guy to trick, so I'm just gonna go do my best, and we'll see.
Hey, well, we wish you lots of luck. We're not going to keep you any longer. Go ahead, get ready. We'll see you out on the water. With us, an incredibly talented rider from Italy, Gian Maria Coccoluto. How stoked are you right now to be in this final here in Lucat?
Gemma, I'm really so best in the final. Let's see what's gonna happen.
For our Italian fans.
Thanks guys, grazie ragazzi che ci seguite, mi raccomando continuate e speriamo che riesca ad andare sul podio.
Best of luck, go get ready, we'll see you on the water. Thank you, Gianma. Okay, our next rider, he's 16 years old, he's from Colombia, here representing Valentin Rodriguez. Val, how happy are you to be in this final today?
I'm incredibly happy to be in the final. It's my second final I did now. Before was in Turkey and now here in Lucat with extreme conditions. But yeah, let's make it.
We wish you lots of luck, Val. Go get ready and we'll see you out on the water. Thank you. And our last finalist is none other than our current world champion, Carlos Mario from Brazil. Bebé, ¿cómo te encuentras hoy con estas condiciones?
Estoy bien, sí, un poco frío.
Sí, un poco frío.
Está bien, estoy contente de estar aquí otra vez y contente de estar en la final. Hacía mucho tiempo que no entrenaba y vine a navegar aquí y estoy en final ahora. Sentí mucho.
So he says he's very happy to be here. Obviously the conditions are difficult, but it's another final and he's delighted to be in it. Un mensaje, bebé, para todo el mundo de Brasil, todo el mundo que está viendo.
Eu quero agradecer a todo mundo sempre e falar que eu vou dar o meu melhor na final aqui para, se Deus quiser, conseguir um ótimo resultado e quem sabe levar um título para casa novamente. Obrigado.
Muchas gracias, bebé. Mucha suerte y nos vemos en el agua. Thank you very much. Suerte. And now we're going to take a little moment and we will meet our 4 female finalists.
Yeah, they'll make their way down just shortly. As you can see that big timer on the beach there, just counting down until we see the start of this action. Here are the ladies.
World champion, 14 years old from Brazil, Michele Sol. Mika, these are pretty tough conditions. How do you feel about going out right now?
I'm feeling really good. It's actually got my 5 pumped. Gonna go and send it.
Are you going to go for some more big air related tricks? Are you going to go for freestyle? What's your game plan?
I think I'm gonna do a bit of both. It depends.
We'll let you. Okay. All right.
We're selling the sport here.
Next up is another young. It is Claudia Leon from Spain. Claudia, how happy are you to have made it into this female final today?
Oh my God! I couldn't believe it when I did the semi-final and came up second, but I was just about to cry. But
are you looking forward to competing today in these conditions here in Lucat?
Quite looking forward, and let's see what happens.
What size are you going to be riding?
6. I don't have less.
We'll let you go get ready, Claudia. Good luck, and we'll see you after your heat. Pippa Van Ercel from the Netherlands. It's your second final with us. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I feel really good about it. It's just my 3rd event and my 2nd final, so that's really cool.
Pippa, you're from the Netherlands, so you must be kind of used to these tough conditions, or not?
I think so, because yesterday the semi-finals went really good, so I have a really good feeling. And yeah, it's cool to join this final with all my duotone teammates, so that's really cool.
Well, we wish you lots of luck. Go get ready. We'll see you out on the water. I hope it goes really well for you.
Thank you very much.
And our last female finalist, none other than Francesco Bernoulli from Italy. Francesca, you had an amazing year last season. Again, you seem to be super on it. How do you feel about this year, this event, and the coming season?
Well, actually I'm pretty scared because I only have 7, so the wind is pretty strong and guys were out with 7. So my best, and let's see what's gonna happen.
Pass a message to all your Italian fans who are watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Grazie ragazzi e leggo sempre i vostri commenti, siete tutti speciali.
Francesca, thank you so much. Good luck. Get out on the water. We'll see you after your heat. That's it. Those are our 8 finalists, and now we're going to hit the water and let's see what they can do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gemma, for that. Those riders do look chilly down there. Craig, that looks very cold down there. I've got Craig Cunningham, international team rider, sitting next to me for duotone. Craig, we're in for an incredible final here in Lucat.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm glad I'm out here today. And yeah, let's see what happens here in these early heats, or early tricks in the finals here.
And the exciting thing here with kiteboarding is that we have such strong wind with this sport. The windier it is, the more crazy it seems to get, and there's so much power that these riders are feeling through their bodies here for this final. We didn't have quite a strong wind yesterday on the run up to these finals, but there is around 35 to 40 miles per hour, or 30 knots, 30 to 35 knots if you like, going through the bodies of these riders through their kites. Just imagine going that speed in a car. That's hitting their kites. They're on very small kites because of that. And here is Maxime Chablos, who's going to start things off here for us, riding champion. Very talented rider here. What are we going to see here, Craig Cunningham?
I don't know what we're going to see open up. Probably a front blind mob or mob 5. Looks like mob 5. Yeah.
Textbook maneuver for him there. Back roll with a 540-degree rotation.
Exactly. Back roll 540, and that's from the junior world champion of kite surfing. He just won that last week, and a few months before, as you were just saying, the freestyle free ride ski champion as well.
He's going to feel great now, Craig, getting that first trick. And just to remind you how this is working, the riders are all going to get 7 trick attempts, and their 4 best trick attempts will score with a total score out of turns to go. There's an order in which the riders go, and that's dependent on the way they've made their way through into the finals, but it really ramps up. So a 5.73 back mode 5 coming in from Chablos there from Switzerland. It's Europe versus South America here, and we have our other European riding now. For sure he's going to start with the back mode 5 is the Italian Coccoluto, Craig.
Yeah, back mob 5 or front blind mob. I'm pretty sure his mob 5's to the left. If he's going to go right, I think we're going to be looking at a front blind mob here. He might also just say it's time to go. He's just happy to be here in the finals, knowing Coccoluto. He's riding well, and he's got nothing to lose, so we might see a back 7.
Front blind mode. Doesn't quite get the aerial pop to get that last 180. We'd have liked to rotate it 180 degrees more there. Craig.
Exactly. He was expecting a bigger gust rolling through there. You could tell he was going a bit slower than he normally would into that trick. So yeah, anticipating the gust, he just didn't get the extra punch he was looking for.
There's his score, which just flashed up there, 4.1. So they're actually getting around 2 minutes to perform their tricks. It's usually 1 minute, but because of the conditions, we're in the finals now. The riders know that big screen on the beach is great. How amazing this tour is now and how visual it is to everybody on the beach. Everyone can actually look at the scores on their phones and devices as well. So this has really evolved over the history of time, and this is the freestyle department of kiteboarding, where the riders look to pass the bar behind their back with handle passes. Here's a nice mobe here. Oh, he's crashed that one to start off. That was Val Rodriguez from Colombia. We don't usually see him crash those, Craig.
No, I don't think I've ever seen him crash a mobe like that, actually. Maybe the pressure's getting to him a little bit, or maybe it's the cold weather just sitting here in the opening ceremony. He's from Colombia, and it's his first full year on tour, so he's still getting used to the wetsuit. He's still actually figuring out what wetsuit size he's meant to be, Lou.
Wow.
Wow. Believe it or not, a couple weeks ago, we were chatting that he actually should be a small and not a medium, and he's like, no, I think it's fine. And I was like, matey, I'm wearing a medium. I think you're a small still.
Wow, would you believe it? Here's Carlos Mario then, the current world champion, known as Bebe, meaning baby, I think, as he learnt this sport from such a young age. What is he going to open his account here? It's going to be a slim 5. Textbook stuff from Carlos Mario. It's a front roll, coming around with a backside 540 rotation. Front side 540 rotation. I wondered why you looked at me there, Craig. just, you know, don't you worry.
I knew 95% of people weren't going to be bothered. The 5% might be a little bit wound up about that, but
I'd say more than wound up.
I thought I'd leave it at that.
Anyway, that's 4 tricks from all the riders. Only 1 crash there, which from Rodriguez. We're back to Chablos.
He's still got 2 more crashes anyways to go, so he should be all right if he can put down 4 tricks. Let's see what Max has here.
5 as well, just a slim chance then for him as we just cut away there.
I think we're losing my vocals here again. Yeah, it seems all right to you, Lou?
I can hear you loud and clear, Craig, for this
perfect.
final.
Looks like we're good, yes. Thank you.
I can hear that wind building as well as we look out to sea for the riders. Here we go. This is Carlos Mario. He's not going to be up tricking next, though.
Yeah, there's literally sand everywhere. It's nuking on this beach, and there's sand in every little piece of electrical equipment we have in everybody's ears and nose and mouth. So
4.23 coming in just for that slim, which we caught very briefly from Chablos for his second trick attempt. He'll be looking to get bigger scores than that, but that's still not a bad score in these conditions. We go to the Italian rider, Gianmaria Coccaluto from Sicily. Very consistent rider, Craig. Part of the Giro International team as well.
Exactly. Coccaluto has been able to do the tricks for a long time. It's taken him a bit to get the consistency, but we've really seen that pull through in the last year. And yeah, this year he's kind of fighting with Val for a top-ranked freestyler at the moment.
He's going to be setting up for his back mode 5 as well, I think. That's how he knows how much time he has left, and it starts getting stressful when that gets down low. The riders are forced to get on with their tricks. Here we go, back mode 5. It looks good. Oh, nice. They like that on the beach,
yeah,
Craig.
That was clean.
What did you like about that move?
Yeah, that was just clean rotation, just fluent movement throughout the whole trick. Super nice landing. There was no skittish fin placement on that landing at all. It was set rail, and he rode away nice and clean. So yeah, pretty much for me, as you say, that's a textbook Mob 5. Not the biggest one, but yeah, all around pretty stylish Mob 5.
Here comes the young hot star on the tour at the moment then. The one everyone's talking about is Rodriguez.
Hey, little buddy.
All the way from Colombia and representing his country. He loves to talk about it back there. Says there's some great kiteboarding conditions, and they're really seeing a real surge in young riders that are entering the tour. And he's found himself in the final here. What's he got for us? He could do with a nice trick here to take the pressure off. There are 7 trick attempts. They do get 3 crashes effectively, with 4 of their tricks which are counting, but they don't want to use those crashes up early. He rides now, right foot forwards. We call that a starboard tack. Off he goes out towards the east.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted something to the left and caught a bit of chop, and not the cleanest selection there for him. So it looks like he's going to be looking for something right foot forward, and he's not really getting what he wants there either.
No,
I hope he doesn't run out of time, because this is something new that they've implemented in the past. You've gotten 4 tacks, and now it looks like maybe a minute and a half on this one.
Yeah, I think that even 2 minutes possibly. Here he goes, just bearing off slightly down there to unhook himself physically from the kite bar. That's all in the arms there now, and it's a Mobe 5. What a beautiful Mobe 5. I think that's going to score very similarly to Coccoluto's Mobe 5, Craig.
Exactly. I think it was pretty much on the same standard as Coccoluto's. I personally, just first from visualization, I like the look of that one better, but it looked like maybe his kite was looping. As he was riding away clean, he kind of had a little bit of a stutter there, but you can't really fault them in these conditions. He's probably on a 6-meter kite.
6-meter kite, and to give you a clue of how we do this in this sport is that our kites are different sizes for different winds. We have huge kites up to 18, 20-meter squared canopies for the light wind to capture it all, but here we are with Carlos Mario. I think he's on a very small kite, and I think that was just a heart attack for him. Caught that one late, but look at those conditions they're having to fight here. The waves, the white water, the current, the gusty wind. This isn't what these guys usually train in. They usually train on flat water. It's much easier to take off with very flat water, and an 8.17, so I obviously missed the start of that one. Do you think that was just a heart attack?
8.17 for a
Sounds
heart
like
attack.
it was
That's when you see that the conditions are pretty tough, because usually someone like Carlos is putting an extra 360 on that trick. So I'd be interested to see what a heart attack 7 would score.
That was interesting. What happened to Chablos there? He's either just tried his trick and crashed, but he was hooking back into me there, Craig. So possibly he got on with that one early, or he just had, he's had a crash. So starting to get some tension in this final with the guys then. And it's the Brazilian Mario and Coccoluto Italian who are taking it to the front so far. But there's a lot to play for still here. 4 of their best 7 tricks will count. You can crash and get 0 3 times. And here we go, a takeoff on the outside. Just an S-bend to blind for Gianmaria Coccoluto, but he's scoring. He's keeping those trick scores going. He's actually allowing himself the chance to upgrade some of those tricks once he's got 4 on there. So good riding from the Italian.
Yeah, not exactly what he was looking for, but he's going to be happy to get some points on the board.
Has he podiumed yet, Coccoluto? He's been very close, I think.
I don't think he has. Actually, I think this might actually be his first final. So stoked for Coccoluto to be in here.
Yeah, he's a lovely rider.
Good guy as well. All around, he's one of the nicest guys on tour. I've known him for a long time, but I've only got to spend a bit more time with him in the past year. And yeah, definitely a solid dude, on and off the water.
He's a great example of an Italian, I think.
Yeah,
I do love the Italians.
The pizza man.
Yeah, he's very giving. Always has time. Anyway, on
always
your
down
screens.
to cook you some pasta.
Yeah, a bit of traffic in your way there. He didn't look too happy about that, did he? Who was that? That was talk of the devil. There's Coccoluto. Who's slim 5. Yeah, I think that's going to be a slim 5 score. So judges will take away a point or so on a butt check, as we see one of the riders launch his way up the beach there. So they really try and land these things cleanly. These moves nice and good. The cleaner the landing, the more impress the judges. They want to see control. And here we go. We can have a look at this one again as he initiates front row rotation, comes back round and looks for the 540. Just that little check there, that spray coming up, tells the judges it wasn't fully in control. So we'll take a look and see what score that will come up with for him. But it's going to score well, and like I said before, we got 30, 35 knots of wind here. This is one of the most challenging conditions to, as you can see there, he's actually hooked into the kite. His hands don't take the full power. They physically unhook from the kite and then perform their move. He's right out the back here, though, is Mario. Crazy place to unhook, if you ask me, Craig. And, of course, a front to blind. I wonder if he hurt his ribs there.
That was a heavy crash for sure. He went in toe heavy and full speed.
That's what we call a real caner back at home, Craig, and that's going to be a cross for him. Yes, minute 45 these riders have to get on with their tricks, and that's changed from the last years where they used to be able to have 2 tacks each going back out and in and then out and in, but now they've said, right, we want you guys to get on with this, and we go straight into Chablos. So this is big, Craig.
Whoa,
and he's
massive.
took it. He took it.
He took it like he never even left the water, actually, there. He just landed and it seemed like he never went into the sky.
For me, we're seeing the first signs of a rider step it up with distance and amplitude there, and that's another thing the judges like to see. Is just look how long. See, he goes, he unhooks. Oh, is this the crash for? Oh no, this is it. And this was big.
Ready for a landing.
Big heart attack. Look at the distance covered. That clean landing we spoke about. That's going to score really well for Chablos. And because they can access these scores on the beach now with our live scores, you can get back there with a coach and take a quick look, see what the other scores are scoring for other riders. And I think that's what we saw there. I think he saw how much that trick scored for Carlos Mario with a heart attack. So he did one as well. Great riding.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that one scores compared to Bebe's.
Yeah. We wait for these scores to come in. So that was the first of the next set of 4 tricks.
Which one you rate better?
I don't know. Well, here we go. In the meantime,
Coccoluto missing the mob.
Missing the bar there. As you can see there, that those kites, just that leash means they don't lose the kite if they let go of the bar. It's essential that we have a leash from our harness. There's the cross mark to him. That's the indication for the next rider to go.
It wasn't always like that.
No, we used to use the kites, and they would
chase them down the beach.
You'd find them a few roads back. You have to ask politely to go in the garden. That actually happens on my spot. Before things got nice and safe, which kiteboarding is a very safe sport now.
Yeah, it's come a long, long ways.
The equipment, having these quick releases that you activate, and the way we teach kiteboarding, it's become the fastest, rapidly going water sport in the world. You can do it anywhere. You just need a volume of water. It doesn't have to be on the sea. You don't need waves. You just need wind and water. And here we go. It's the young Colombian, Val Rodriguez, riding, looking for somewhere to unhook from the kite. There he goes. This is big. That's going to be a big butt check.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if they give him more than a 2.0 for that, unfortunately, Craig. And he'll be kicking himself that he didn't ride away from that.
Yeah, that's a tough one for young Val.
So we move.
Yeah, like as you're saying there, back to kite safety, basically the beginner intermediate kites that people are riding these days, when you let go of the bar, the kite is pretty much stopping you. It's not pulling you anymore. And in strong conditions like this, these guys are riding more performance kites. You'll see that they're definitely getting pulled around a little bit more. But when you get to the beginner kites and for people getting introduced to the sport, it is super safe, and if you take proper lessons at a certified school, you're more than likely going to be up and shredding before you know it.
Here's the current world champion, Carlos Mario. He just aborts that move there, turns around, tack abortion. He changes his westerly direction, turns around to an easterly direction. He's got enough time here to ride back out to sea and come back, and for me, his body language suggests that he's not going to perform a trick right foot forward. So look at these breaking waves. They're so unpredictable here. I think that's the difficulty in performing these moves. As he turns around again, he's now riding left foot forwards. Here he goes. What's he got for us? Just negotiates the shore break. He might have to go right foot forwards here, Craig, unless he's going to perform a trick. He accelerates. That's the sign to us that he's about to unhook from that kite.
Up
try
to 12 we go.
His kite loop. Oh no.
No.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something kite loop related. Into mode 5, and he just can't fight that
one.
one.
On the beach.
Gets drilled down there, and we're seeing some real pressure getting to some of these riders.
This is bell rung.
They were really witnessing quite a special final. It's the first event of the year on the GKA World Freestyle Tour. We're in Lucat. It's the Mondial du Vent, one of the longest running wind sports event in the world, and we have solid south winds today at 30-35 knots. We go to Chablos, the young Swiss rider. Look how far he's had to bear off downwind there. This could be huge. He almost rode through it. And that's the first time we've seen in this heat, Craig, someone trying to complete a 720-degree rotation. That's 2 passes of the bar.
Exactly. You should have seen how far he bared off downwind, as you were pointing out. The kite would have been moving back really deep in the window, and when he edged it, really shot forward. And that's why you saw on this double handle pass, he had so much slack actually in the bar that he didn't have something to grab onto to pull him around to come in for a hot landing.
Here's Coccoluto then, fresh from a crash. Might be going for a slim 5 here, Craig. No, he's gone for the Hintamo 5 and gets ripped out by that leash there. So he's just missed the bar, has Gianmaria Coccoluto, but he's got crashes in the bank. He can afford that, but it's getting quite close now. Not too many crashes left for some of these riders. It's that third crash when you know, right, I can't afford any more. So we wear harnesses as kiteboarders, just like you would do climbing or something like that, and that's how we don't, our arms don't get tired. You can physically only hold on for a couple of seconds, actually, especially in this power. So you'll see the harness just below the white rash vest of the riders, as he's unhooking here, riding downwind to unhook, and it's a heart attack Bit wavy out there. That's not going to score much at all. We're seeing lots of crashes coming in now. That was Val Rodriguez. Carlos Mario will complete the set of 5 so far moves, and there'll be 2 moves left. But just to go back to that, we're a harness so that we don't have to hold on with just our hands. And then these riders are trying to choose the perfect moment to unhook themselves out of the harness and take the full amount of power through the arms, then pass the bar behind their back, sometimes twice, Craig, which is quite a feat in these conditions. Here's your current world champion, Carlos Mario, who needs a 2.17 to go into first, and you'd probably expect that. He gets to go last in this order as well, Craig, to complete the 5th trick here, and that's because he's highest ranked, as we've said today. He's come into this after winning all of his heats so far in the competition, and he's ranked number 1 at the moment due to winning the World Tour last year. Here he comes, super accelerated, left foot forwards. This could be big.
Pretty excited to see what he's going to do.
He's going to send it. Just hand comes off the bar. We've missed Carlos Mario there. Or have we? That's him. That's a slingshot. He sent a big loop there and gone straight out the frame, I think. Magic. Yeah, it did look to me. So he's going for the big air here. He's gone for a big mega loop with a back roll. So you can see he's still hooked into the kite there. You would not want to unhook and send that move, Craig.
No.
So he's starting to explore the big air discipline, and I don't think that's going to score anywhere near what we're seeing in the freestyle. So I'm not so sure about that.
3.77.
So a banker, actually, from Carlos Mario. What we've seen there, as we see in the meantime, Chablos, he's just disappeared in those waves there.
As well, I'd like to point out on that back roll kite loop, maybe one of the reasons it wasn't scoring so much is, correct me if I'm wrong, but this delayed back roll after the loop is not nearly as difficult as doing the back roll through the loop, or scary.
Oh no, it's actually, personally, I think it's easier to throw a back roll than to not, to just do a straight loop. It gives you momentum against it and a decent position coming round. So I think the back roll, the mega loop with the delayed back roll, I mean, the top guys should be doing that both ways easy. It's a real easy move. But in these conditions, it's stronger. What he's done there, he's only scored a 3.77, Craig, there, which is half of his other tricks, but he's just put a banker in there. When he's looking around him, you know, that's a trick he should be able to do easy. In the meantime, unhooking. This looks like Rodriguez.
No, that was Max.
Oh, no.
That was Max with the back 5, no? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That followed the kite loop. So he took his time. That's what's happened there. Chablos with a heart attack 5, that was.
I think it was a no, wasn't it?
Was it backside 5?
Backside
215.
Yeah.
Not sure. Yeah, you might be right. That first spin of that S-bend, sometimes they do so quick. You catch it late. Looks very similar. So nice move then from Chablos. He needed a 1.62 to put him in first, and I think he's going to get that. But got 2 riders to follow him. Coccoluto here needs a 3.11 to go into second. He needs a 9.93 for first. This is going to be. He's just let go of a slim chance. Unlucky for Coccoluto. Kite crashes down. These kites relaunch effortlessly off the water these days, Craig. They're inflated like you have a bike in a tube. So they float, and then we can easily relaunch them. So if you're wondering what happens to our kites when they hit the water, it's no problem.
Just pull on one string and they just pop right back
up. And up they go. So now we look at the young Colombian rider, Val Rodriguez, here as we get to the business end of this men's final here in Leucate in the south of France. A bit of encouragement coming in from the coach on the beach there. They know these scores. They're looking at the phones. This thing's getting close.
Val can't afford another crash here either, can he?
He's had his 3 crashes. That's well spotted, Craig. We know that looking at our live scores. It's so interactive, this discipline. It's really working nicely. It's now starting to feature big air elements as well, as we've seen Carlos Mario, which involves jumping as high as you can. You can go up to 30 meters with one of these rockets, Craig. But what we're looking at really here is the ability to keep the kite low, nice and low, around 45 degrees, unhook before move. He just decides to opt out of that one. You know, he didn't feel good wind for him, for his body there, Craig.
Same thing that happened last time on the left foot forward tack, which generally is the easier tack to spot a little bit of flat water as the waves are moving with you rather than towards you. So he might be low on time, and he might have to do something on the way out here. It looks like he's actually struggling to get some power. I think there's quite a lot of current in that area at the moment.
My score's just updating here. And he's got 20 seconds left, actually, Rodriguez. That's plenty of time, though, to accelerate and find someone, but he's got to trick on this direction now.
Plenty of time for a Mob 5 here.
Here he goes.
And a big one.
Looking for the right takeoff. All about takeoff with these moves. Can he get a nice pop? He doesn't. He didn't even have an option to send that into wrap. So unfortunately for Rodriguez, it might be hard work for him to get on the podium here, Craig. But that said, there's still not 4 tricks by 2 of the other riders yet. So you never know. You never know until it's over.
You know, he'll get a few points for that double back roll to revert, but not too much.
Carlos Mario, the Pele of kiteboarding, the Brazilian, is an incredible rider that has really shot to fame over these last 2 or 3 years, I think. Craig, it's quite easy to say that this guy is the best freestyler in the world right now in these competition conditions. He just seems to be able to adapt to anything.
There's no arguing that fact at the moment, that's for sure. He's been dominating for just over a year now and showing no signs of slowing down, especially when you're seeing him free riding. I mean, he's dominating at the comps, but as well when you see him at his home spot, it's pretty hard to beat.
Here he goes then. He's going for just a Hintamo, bit of a butt check there. So he needed to go into first at 6.83. I don't think he's going to get it there. So we've completed 6 moves, and we now have just 1 trick attempt remaining from all of these men's finalists. First will be Chablos from Switzerland.
The junior world champ of kite and free ride ski.
Yeah, how talented is that? So it's crunch time now, and Carlos Mario still doesn't have a decent 4th trick. And you have to say, looking at these scores, Chablos is in a great position to take his first win, I think.
Yeah. I mean, right now he's almost a full 7 points ahead of Mario.
Big move this, though. Can he upgrade? He's gone for a slim 5.
Oh!
Just too high, unfortunately for him.
Just got his bell rung. That was a sudden stop.
And Carlos Mario will look on there and know that he currently needs a 6.83 to get into first unless things change. It's pretty likely that that's all he's going to need. That's all he's going to need, because Coccoluto, he can get into second with a 3.11. Oh, we've just missed the end of that, but it's a landing. Did you see that one, Craig?
I missed that one as well.
That for sure is going to put him in second place and guarantee his podium. Oh no, he hasn't guaranteed it yet, because Rodriguez, no, it isn't, because third, Rodriguez might still be able to get into third. 0.2, not a huge score, but it is enough to put him on the podium for now. And now they will go to him. There's the coaches coming to speak to him, and you have to be very quick to work out what they need. So currently Coccoluto sits in third, and Val Rodriguez needs a 6.25 to make the podium for his first podium, I believe, Craig. Can he do it?
That would be it.
Can the Colombian steal that podium position?
He definitely can, if he will. Let's see.
Off Coccoluto. Things could all change here. Nothing is definite for now. The only thing definite is Carlos Mario will be on the podium, as he needs 11 or something to push him off second. He can't get that. Only scores of 0 to 10 for each of your moves. A total score out of 40. I think the best heat we've ever seen. I think we've seen a heat 37 or 38 before from Carlos Mario. But meanwhile, this is the big moment of the men's finals here in Le Cat in the south of France. It's got very exciting. This move changes things in the final order. 2 days of solid competition and 35 knots has led us to this moment. Will he be able to make it to the podium? The Colombian. It's a decent takeoff. Oh, slim. Sorry, a Hintamo 5.
That's going to be tough. I don't know
is that going to be enough?
Give him what he's looking for.
And what we do is we can look at the previous scores for that trick in this heat and decide, you know, was it from Carlos Mario for this trick? Val Rodriguez needs a 6.25. I think it's going to be enough, Craig.
I think it could be. It's going to be tight, that's for sure. I think what's going to happen is they're going to give it to him and possibly put the pressure on Coccoluto to step it back up.
I think Coccoluto with a 4.2, backside 313, which we may not have caught up with there.
So that's it for Coccoluto at 19.94.
No,
that's 7 tricks.
So very interesting what I'm seeing on the scores here. We still haven't got Rodriguez's score coming in to confirm that he's got onto the podium. But in the meanwhile, it's Carlos Mario. This is the last trick he needs to get into first place. A 4.07. Front blind mode.
There it is.
Front to blind.
There it is.
But
Val
I think
Rodriguez just popped into it.
Unfortunately for the Italian Coccoluto, who would have been interesting there, was the Carlos Mario needing 4 points, I think it was. 4.07 for first. Will he get
0.7 for a front to blind? That's going to be another tight one. They're really putting the pressure on the judges in these, not quite banger tricks, but tough conditions. So
I don't think he's got it.
It's going to be tough.
The score coming in now.
Does Chabols just win his first event and beat the unbeatable?
I think Chablos has done it. Wow, and the beach going nuts now. Can't wait to have some comments from him very shortly.
That's it. Max has done it. Maxime Chabols has won the first stop of the Freestyle World Tour this year, taking down Bebe Carlos Mario. Lewis, I don't know what else to say. Take it away.
I don't know what to say either. That's his first podium. The ski world champion is unbelievable. Incredible. I can't wait to get some feedback from him.
No, Carlos
it's just changed. No way. It's been upgraded. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is going to be a big deal. Is that the moment he's just found out things have changed? Wow, we have some real drama here in the first event of the year, Craig. What we're seeing here right now is judges deciding, I think, to up, unless we didn't get that correctly, upgrading, and it was that last move is a 4.87, which I believe we had it lower, didn't we?
It looked to be, or the scores hadn't come through yet. Wow, what a day here. I can't believe Maxime.
What a shot. What a shot of emotion now. There's a man that's just had, I think, top spot just stripped of him. We'll get to the bottom of that, but he looks very happy to be there. But this guy's a born winner. He wanted to take that, Craig.
Definitely. I mean, Max is going to be happy with his second. He's pure class, and for sure he's stoked on his performance, but he's coming here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to end up in the top spot. So at 18 years old, I'm sure we're going to be seeing Max come back, and a lot more from the young Swiss rider.
Can't believe what we've just seen there, Craig, as we now move over to the ladies, and we'll get a chat with them very shortly. On your screens is Pippa Van Ercel from the Netherlands. It's actually Europe versus America and Brazil. Tell me more about that, Craig. It's Mikhaili Sol, current world champion. Her nationality?
Yeah, exactly. So Mika's coming from a Brazilian father and a mother from America. And actually, I'm not sure where she was born. I think she might have actually been born in the States and then pretty quickly relocated to the north of the Sierra province in Praia.
Yeah, she is also, I compared Carlos Mario to Pele. I can compare her to Pele as well, really. That's how much she's shaken things up here in the ladies. Absolute domination. She had a bit of a wobble on the ladder on the way up here, but she got through in the end okay with one of the, it's actually Bruna Cagia, former world champion, also from Brazil. They produce a lot of top riders, really pushed her. There they are on your screen then, Mikhaili Sol from Brazil. Claudia Leon from Spain, who's made I think this is her first final. She's done really well. Pippa Van Ercel and Francesco Bernoulli. Sol on duotone, Leon on duotone, Ercel on duotone. And the last rider, Craig?
Duotone.
Okay. Nice to see the riders there.
Yeah, stoked for young Val as well to get his first podium, and as well for Carlos to take the win there.
Yeah, he always just seems to do him off. What a moment for those riders there. All four of them have done really well. Coccoluto will be gutted he didn't quite make it onto the top three, but we're starting to see more and more of him then getting up into those top spaces.
It's definitely good to see some of these younger riders coming up, giving Bebe a run for his money. He really put the pressure on, and I mean, I saw people running around here saying Max has won, Max has won.
Yeah.
And yeah, crazy. It shows he is beatable, but not this time.
Yeah, there'll be another day. Can barely hold on to their flags down there with this southerly wind of 30-35 knots coming in. There they are then. There is your men's finalists. Carlos Mario first, second Maxime Chablos.
Carlos Mario riding the slingshot RPM. Max Chabols on F1, and Valentin Rodriguez on duotone.
The crowd seeming to show some respect for those riders who've been out there in quite some conditions, it has to be said. Just to wrap up that final four in third, Val Rodriguez from Colombia and Gianmaria Coccoluto, the Italian. So there's only 50, not long left. I know they've changed it. 2 minutes 50 away from the ladies then.
Thought Max had it. Even Gemma was like, yeah, Max won. The screen showed it, and then they changed it.
What's going on? All right, we're with the ladies' final then, just about to take place.
Got about 2 minutes to go until we kick things off here.
Interesting time for the riders just to get to know the conditions a bit. It's the only time they're all allowed on the water together, quite like this in the box. There's a big heat zone which marks out where the riders should perform their trick, but only one rider performs a trick at a time here, in order and in sequence. 7 tricks in total. 4 of those best tricks scored out of 10 will count to give a maximum possible score of 40. But we don't often see 40s, Craig. Very close before, we know it does happen, we see 10s.
See some 10s, we see loads of 9s and 8s, so they add up, but yeah, it's tough to get into the 30s, that's for sure, especially in these conditions.
Yeah, anything up and around 25 and above could be enough to take it for, I guess, the men into the 30s for now, but the ladies, we haven't seen them on the water yet today, Craig, and we have much stronger conditions now. Ladies typically are lighter than the men, so they would take a smaller size kite. So it's a common misconception that you have to be strong to do this sport. You take the size kite which is related to your body weight. So if you was perhaps maybe a larger person, you might be taking a bigger sized kite to get that surface area to capture all of that wind available. If you're very small and you think, oh, kiteboarding's not for me, you'd be wrong. There's kids as young as 6 and 7 doing this in good environments. You know, you don't just take them out in storms. You know, you give them small kites and in good conditions. Very young people are doing this sport. Great sport where people are riding of all different ages. There's a 79-year-old on my beach, Craig, that does it. So anyone in their 40s and 50s that thinks, I'm too old for that, you'd be wrong.
Yeah, definitely kiteboarding's for people all shapes and sizes. Just have to go out to one of your local beaches and you'll see that for sure. You get, like you say, anything from young kids in grade school all the way up to grandpas and grandmas getting out on the water. And once you get the basics down, it's actually a pretty easy sport to get involved in, and definitely gives you a pretty good full body workout. You're not only working your legs and your arms, but you're working your core and a lot of other areas in your body.
And you don't even think about the fact you're working out. That's the best thing. You can do 3 hours out there aching without even realizing, because it's just so engaging. You've got to think about the wind, the ocean, the inputs of the bar. You might be wondering how we control the power, because the wind just doesn't turn on and stay on at 20 or 30 knots. It changes in what we call gusts, where the winds pick up, and lulls, where the wind drops. Now we can push the bar out for less power, and we can pull the bar into our body to get more power. Very similar to how a sailboat works, or a windsurf, where we'd be sheeting in the sail. That's exactly what our kites are doing. They're changing the pitch and the angle of attack of the kite to give us less and more power. But here we go then. I think this must be just a practice move then.
I think Mika might have qualified in the last spot.
Oh no, you're right, Craig. We're used to seeing Mikhaili
go last.
Yeah, going last.
In this heat.
And she hasn't gone last there.
Fran Bagnoli will be going last.
Yeah.
Sorry to all the Italian fans out there. I know I'm butchering this name.
It's difficult.
Francesco Bernoulli.
You just got to think of it like a...
Pretty bad.
A pizza. A Bagnoli.
Bagnoli.
Mamma mia.
Papa pizza.
Papa the pizza. Let's get serious. We're with the ladies' final here. Unless you have any more, Craig. That was quite fun. Left foot forwards then.
It's me, Mario.
It's Carlos Mario. With a Rayleigh. Very difficult conditions.
Putting some points on the board, but not really what she was looking for.
So who's going to take this one then? Will it be Spain, Brazil, Netherlands, or Italy? Any one of these riders really could put themselves out there. Pippa Van Ercel, she's my my betting favourite here. She just... Oh, there we go. That's commentator's curse, I think they call that, Craig. And she crashes her blind judge 3 to start things off. And the crashes aren't small today. If you crash and let go of the bar, you really get pulled quite a distance. So she's definitely one that can step things up and ride super powered, and that really catches my attention as a fan of strong wind and you know, powerful riding. So let's see, will it be the current world champion Kite Safety, who started off with a crash? Pippa Van Ercel's crash coming in our scoreboards now as these tricks start to take shape in this ladies finals here in Leucate at the Mondial Devant. It's the GKA Freestyle World Tour, the new unified World Tour, which has done amazing things here. We're not our usual spot in Leucate. We're 20 minutes south due to this southerly wind blowing. As kite surfers, we like to have winds cross to cross on usually, which makes them nice and clean. And at the other spot, the wind would have come over a mountain, if you like, which would have made it very gusty. We like to ride away from structures, land and buildings, and that's why we've moved the event site. And they've done that very well. Moving the event site completely in a couple of days. It's been superb, and here we are with these big waves, which we're not used to. We're usually at Le Franchi, which is a very offshore, crazy cold spot, but we've got waves, we've got good wind from the right, which suits riders that usually get this wind back at home. Certainly Mika gets right foot forwards conditions. What you have to imagine in kiteboarding is if there's wind from the other way, it's left foot forward. Anyway, it's Bernoulli. Whoa, she just can't hold on to it. Really desperately holding on to that, and there was too much power in the end, Craig.
Oh, that was looking like she just caught the outside of the bar, and since she's on such a small kite, it started looping, and she just basically couldn't hold on to the kite anymore. It looked like a bit of a shoulder ripper. I hope after her knee issue the other day, she's not going to have a shoulder issue as well after that one. But when it comes down to a comp, there's no letting go. You've got to hold on for dear life, and that's what Fran tried to do there.
Yeah, sometimes you can ride them out with your kite spinning around crazy like a crazed bee, especially these small kites, Craig. They do turn so quickly, as you said. The bigger kites are much slower to maneuver.
Yeah, I only basically ride 11s these days.
What you got to think of here, just
for freestyle.
Just think of a plane, you know, those big jumbo jets, they don't turn very quickly, but those small agile stunt planes, you know, they can turn very quickly.
Yeah, it really shows the level of the riders here to be able to perform their tricks on these small kites that just can end up going the opposite way of travel before you even know it.
On your screens now then, it's Mika Saar. As we said, we're not used to seeing her trick first in the sequence. All riders have done one trick. She'll be the first to do her second trick. And the advantage goes to the rider that gets to see all those other tricks first, because they're effectively the last one to land their trick, especially at the end of the heat, and they can really match and look and see what other scores are coming in, and that's the position you want to be in. And as we said already, you earn that position by the way that you've entered the final. So Mika obviously didn't win the heat prior to this.
Yeah, she's not used to going first, that's for sure. She kind of likes to have a look to see what everybody else is doing, because she always has that extra notch. Let's see here.
This is huge.
She's getting a big loft, and she's just going to put down a front roll S-bend sort of thing there.
Yeah, that's right. She taking off there, unhooking from the kite, lots of power in there. She turned her shoulders, turned her head over her shoulders, looking over her left shoulder to initiate that one. So not going to be a huge scorer, but these probably will be 1.3. I expect that to be in her 4 best tricks, I think, Craig, with these conditions, you know. Like, oh no, now they've got 3 crashes, maybe not, but it's not the end of the world to have that trick in it. In fact, that was the highest scoring trick of the heat so far.
No way.
Yeah, that's how tough it is out there.
Did we just miss something from Claudia Leon there, I think?
I think that was, I'm not sure. Looks like she's, all these riders on duo tone, it's hard for us. Yes, we did, a 1.1, Craig. Well said, you saw that nicely. So on our screens right now then, it looks like, is that Pippa? Pippa would be next to go in this ladies final.
Yeah, that looks like Pippa coming in left foot forward.
No, that's Pippa. That was, I think, Leon just riding out of the way. Or is that Bernoulli now? Oh no, that's Pippa. Here she comes, coming in possibly for, God, look at that wave and water movement, the current, the white water. It's very difficult to trick riding out to sea right now. As she turns back round towards the judge tower and our live stream booth where we are, just downwind of her there was a bit of traffic. She'll be getting straight off the water ASAP. And
talking to Pippa yesterday, she's really right foot forward dominant. She'd prefer to do her tricks on the way out, and yeah, on the left foot forward tack, she was thankful that she's still got a few pretty good tricks that she can put down, because she said she'd rather have her more difficult tricks going out.
Here she goes then, looking for somewhere to take off. Nowhere easy there, and you may have seen this sport before of kiteboarding. Here we're going to see a freestyle, more wake style trick. It's an S-bend, hooking back in to complete the trick. That completes the trick to the judges. It says you have control. But we're starting to see more and more big air. You may have walked down to the beach where you are and seen kiters flying all over the place and into the air. That's the big air discipline of the sport, which is slowly being brought into this freestyle discipline. And we're likely to see some of these riders in this heat, especially Pippa Van Ercel, utilize those points that you get for jumping high and perhaps looping the kite, which would be to pull on one side of the bar and keeping it going around in a 360 degree, what we call a mega loop. That scores pretty well. And by looking at the scores coming in so far, they're very low. Pippa Van Ercel knows she can get a 3 or a 4 out of one of her kite loops. Here, Craig. So I wonder if that's in the back of her mind right now. At what point does she unleash those big air moves?
Yeah, I hope she realizes, I'm sure she does, that she's got one big air trick that's going to count. And speaking as far as big air capabilities, Pippa probably is the most versatile when it comes to that. Mika's not far behind, but when it comes to loops, I think growing up in Holland, Pippa definitely is pretty comfortable looping that kite. She's even actually claiming she might go for a late roll loop if she puts some points on the board early, so let's see.
I'd like to see that. That's a big kite loop which involves a lot of balance as it is, and then throwing a rotation after you sent the kite loop from 5-10 meters up in the sky. Let's see how we...
Oh, that's a pretty generous 2.23 on that S-bend compared to Mika's 1.33.
Yeah, it was nice. She was in the Rayleigh position. She got nice and laid out, I think, for it, but you know, maybe quite high on the scores, but she's in first place and she might start building some confidence now, Pippa Van Ercel. As on your screens now, then we can see Mika Sal about to start off the third trick attempt set. Here she goes, left foot forward. Looks very powered here, Craig.
Oh.
Crashing. A backside 313.
That's another 0 there for Mika on that one.
Yeah. Unfortunately for her, that's... not going to score, so in a bit of trouble is the current world champion. And we move over to Leon, who will be up next. She currently sits in 4th place with a 1.1 Rayleigh, which replaces her previous Rayleigh. We should remind you about that also. You can't just go out there and do 4 of the same trick. You have to choose tricks from different trick families. These trick families are defined by what sort of direction you take off in, what the first thing you do in the move is, and so on and so forth. And you can't just simply do the same trick. You have to choose 4 tricks. Oh, sorry, your 4 tricks will score from different categories. And as you can see on your screens there, it's the 1.1 which is scoring on her total score. The 1.07 was the same trick, which is why it doesn't count, Craig.
Makes sense. We don't want to see people out there doing the same thing, so
this is true.
Let's see what we have.
S-bend, yeah, nice controlled S-bend from Leon. That's going to score a bit more than that, Rayleigh. I expect to see this one around the
1.8, let's say.
Yeah, a bit more than 1.5, I think, and that's going to be enough to put her in first place, actually. Although still to trick here is Bernoulli and Ercel, as we next focus on Pippa Van Ercel, and I'm wondering when is she going to unleash this loop. She's currently got the biggest scoring trick in the heat so far. It's actually the highest scoring by 0.9, so it's almost a whole point higher.
There it is.
Oh, there it is, and that's why she went out. This is huge, this. Can she stick it?
Oh,
that is a caner.
Onto the beach.
She has brought this final to life, Craig. She's unleashed the kite loop there. That was huge. That cameraman was not expecting that.
No.
Straight into orbit, out of the screen. Wow.
No points for that one, though, unfortunately. She's going to be having a little bit longer tack-up wind than she's used to, but hopefully we see another one of those from Pippa.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see another one of those, all right. Pippa Van Ercel, real fan of the big air kiteboarding, just showing that she can't wait to get... She said, I'm going to wait. How long do I wait to get this move out? And she just literally just nailed it right there. Here we see a replay. Look, she sends the kite up in the sky, straight out the frame. There she's pulled on the left hand. Pretty good from the cameraman, actually, to get that. And at this point here, it just looked like she lost contact with the wing. Big slam down on the water.
We were talking about this yesterday, Lewis, weren't we? How with big air kiteboarding, if done properly, it's actually quite easy on the body compared to freestyle landings that you're taking like this. In freestyle, you're really taking a beating consistently. But every once in a while, you end up with a crash like that, and your world gets rocked.
That's correct. You know, in the strong winds, 40, 50 knots sometimes we're going out in, you can quite easily take some big ones. But here we are in the ladies' final then. Things starting to heat up now with kite loops being thrown in.
Here we go, Mika Sol coming left foot forward. Wondering what we're going to see from here.
Yeah, really probably wants to land something here as well, Craig.
She's looking for a little extra power. She's unhooking. Downwind she goes. Clean backside 3. Not sure. Looks like the kite is in the water and she's about to submerge. So that's going to be another 0 for Mika. I think she's got...
Yeah, she used all of her crashes
all
up
her
now.
crashes are used up now. She's got some work to do.
And when we talk about using those crashes up then, it's the 3 crashes that you can afford with 4 of your best tricks counting from the 7 attempts that you get. Sometimes we reduce those attempts if we're trying to get through the event quicker. And here is a replay there of a blind judge from Francesco Bernoulli, I think. Or was that, that must have been Leon actually. Or seeing another one on the inside.
That's a replay.
Oh, that's the
Mika.
replay, sorry, of Mikhaili.
That's the problem sometimes there with kiting. You know, you do the trick and she executed it properly, but you still have to pilot that kite. And Mika Sol just dipping the wing tip in and not being able to relaunch it quick enough and fully submerging, picking herself up a 0.
Here we go then. This looks like it could be a kite loop here, Craig. She's got her hands
her
right on the edge of the bar. That's the sign. Hands on the edge of the bar, which means she's after leverage with that kite. To jump with these kites, if you've ever wondered, we move them extremely quickly back over our heads. We tend to ride with them a bit lower when we're riding in one direction. You send it hell for leather above your head and pull in, and off you go up to the moon. So I don't think she's actually going to throw a big air move now. She rides downwind. This is going to be a caner.
Right
straight into a wave there, Craig.
Really to wave.
Let's hope she's okay there. She took quite a hit there, but it's so challenging when you're riding in that direction to get these tricks down because the waves are coming in at you. You almost don't know what you're landing against sometimes, especially as these are close together. It's nice when you've got a big break.
This is somehow where a little bit of surfing background can also help these riders with wave selection, picking out bigger waves out of the swell and, you know, finding their flat spot in between the bigger sets.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a real element of knowledge, of waterman knowledge going on in the ocean right now, and riders that are used to conditions where, you know, they get wavy seas, storms, things like this, which of course I'm sure Pippa Van Ercel knows all too well. Living in the Netherlands, they get those big low pressures that come over the UK as well. And just variation. She'll have to kite surf in many different conditions. I know she trains all around the world, in the south of Spain, in Tarifa as well. So Pippa Van Ercel, comfortable usually in these conditions. Let's see, looks like she's going right foot forwards. Look at these obstacles. Wow, that one was huge, that wave splashing down there. She's gone over the wave, great technique. And just bombs out on a backside 3-1-3. Another one gets washed up here. So it is really getting nail-biting stuff here with Bernoulli landing. It was the blind judge that we actually saw a bit earlier, very quickly on the replay, which has scored her a 6.53. And that's really been the leading move of this heat. It's the only handle pass based trick, really. I mean, landing blind, then passing the bar, which has been rewarded by a huge score from Bernoulli, who's way out ahead at this moment in time. She'll be pretty stoked about that. At some point, I think Van Ercel will unleash that kite loop again. I wonder if the cameraman will be ready for that. Nice to see lots of people from the town now coming down to watch this event. It's the Mondial Devant here in Leucate, Port Leucate, and the South Mediterranean side of France. We have a southerly wind blowing of 30 to 35 knots. Flying in left foot forwards. It looks like Francesco Bernoulli from Italy. She unhooks. Here she goes, left foot forwards. Is it going to be just a front roll there? So nice and conservative from Bernoulli. He's looking to ramp up the scores now. She's currently in the lead. And I think that's 4 tricks each.
Bernoulli definitely showing the veteran skills here and the time on tour. It's going for some of the more simple tricks like blind judge and front rolls to get some points on the board. When you see some of the younger riders heating up with loads of crashes here. So
yeah, sometimes it pays to be conservative, but sometimes it doesn't. You know, it's all about when to choose those moments for these riders.
Definitely, you got to pick and choose your times and when you send it and when you play it a bit more conservatively when it comes to contest.
So we go over to Mika Sol. There is coach Fabio Ingrosso, the coach there, looking on here because he knows this is a major moment for Mika Sol, the current world champion. Needs to land this. She's used up her 3 crashes already. A 1.3 front roll will be in her 4 best tricks. She just takes her hand off the bar there, Craig, as if to say, not the time to unhook for me there. Yep. She'll turn around and head onto a starboard tack. Don't think she's going to trick right foot forwards. I've got a feeling that she's lining up a left foot forwards here for safety, Craig.
Yep. Maybe she's going to be looking for a 3-1-5 out the back here, or what I think is actually going to happen is she's probably going to come back for that backside 3-1-3 that she's been searching for. I've seen her do it a million times, and to see Mika crash that this many times is, yeah, quite uncharacteristic for her.
And as she's left-handed, she will perform this trick left foot forwards, which is different to the other riders. It's going to be just an S-bend. So I think that might have been the advice from the coach, or maybe not, as she raises her hand as if to say that wasn't what I meant to do. But I think because at the moment Bernoulli's only scored 1 big number, there's only 1 big number on the board here, so any of the other riders could just stick 1 big trick and things could change. I think she's going to get about 1.5 for that, slightly lower than Bernoulli. Certainly in the driving seat here is Bernoulli, as we now go to Claudia Leon, Spanish rider, I think making her first final, Craig. She'll be over the moon to be here. She'll be even happier if she makes it onto the top 3 podium as she flies through the box. Where is she? Someone's coming right foot forwards.
Hard to tell with all those click bars on the water.
That's true. Those waves look like
all the scores are in right now. We have Bernoulli out in front with 9.13. Mika Sol following her 3.47. Claudia Leon 2.43, and Pippa Van Ercel coming in 2.23 at the moment.
Big score then for that S-bend from Mika Sol, and she'll feel a bit more relieved when her coach says, look, you're in second now, okay? You've got your way up to second. She'll be very relieved about that, but what can Leon do here? She's got 2 tricks scoring so far and 3 crashes. She's not going to be able to crash one more time if she wants to get a reasonable score. So on the beach, it's Bernoulli getting the advice as working a kite. You can see now the kite's being worked up and down a little bit, which helps us generate power. There's the power. Now she looks to unhook. There's the unhook. And it's just a shifty there, probably looking for 3-1-3 was Leon, but just went for the surface pass and sticks it in the drink, Craig.
Yep, I'm not sure if that was meant to do that surface pass at the end, or she was thinking that was the plan. Maybe they won't notice. She probably should have just stuck with the shifty to toe there.
Maybe. What would she have scored for that?
Hard to say. Probably another 1.1 or
maybe
something around there. At least another point on the board.
And points mean prizes when it's this tight in these conditions so far. We're going to see next to nothing separating these ladies. That's a nice takeoff. And I think that was Pippa Van Ercel crashing on a back roll to toe side. She was looking for the hintermobe, I think. So Van Ercel now has crashed 4 times. And that kite loop, if she could have just stuck that kite loop, how things might have been different. Here goes Francesco Bernoulli, currently leading the heat by a whopping 6, about 5.5 actually. And
yeah, I hope we see Pippa send another loop, but I'm thinking she's got to be second guessing it after that cartwheel double crash she had
Cartwheel, double cartwheel, crash, cartwheel. That was a big caner, that one.
That wasn't just one crash, really. It was multiple.
No, I think she almost got scored 2 crashes for that one trick. But here comes Bernoulli, left foot forwards now. This could seal the deal, I think, Craig, if she puts a nice one. Maybe not seal the deal, but this could certainly... Oh, she gets it. Was that a slim?
Might have. Yeah, that was a really good slim.
And the beach gasped with excitement after watching that incredible slim chance there from Bernoulli. 2 big moves now in this final. She's going to be very hard to catch.
Wow, with a blind judge scoring 6.53, I'm guessing that needs to be up into the 8s or maybe even into the 9 club, because that was a
8.6, Craig. Outrageous trick there. Absolutely outrageous 8.6 there from Bernoulli. Could this be her first event win?
This could be, very well could be.
Piling the pressure on Mika Sol now then, Bernoulli. As the current world champion looks on, the Brazilian will be thinking, wow, I need to up my game here. She's only got 1.3 and a 2.17 scoring so far. Bernoulli's going to be right up there now, way past 15. 17.73. She's absolutely caning this final bad right now. This is a big caner. It's not a small one. Big caner. 17-3 at the moment.
You see Mika Sol second guessing everything at the moment right now, popping onto what looks like a bigger kite. And I think we're going to see Mika send it to the moon. She's got a lot of work to do, but I wouldn't count her out quite yet.
This is a rugby score, Craig. All the other riders then very closely matched. They can all change places down below her at the moment. Mika Sol cannot advance into first with 1 move. She would need a 14.27, which is impossible to get. And that front roll is going to be pretty much curtains. I think that secures it. Well,
she's still got 2 tricks to go.
That was a front roll for Mika Sol, which was only going to score a 2. She's only got 1 trick left. I think it's done. I don't think, unless some of the other riders, there's 2 more tricks that can be the difference between Francesco Bernoulli's win in Lucat.
Okay, when they finish, close the program quickly.
Okay.
You'll see the titles.
Yeah, I think I'm right in saying that, Craig. I reckon that trick's going to come in around a 2. It's going to put Mikhaili Sol on 5, and she can't touch Bernoulli now. The only other 2 which can are these 2, but Leon's having some difficulties right in front of us. This is some real drama in the final here. Leon's kite's tangled all over the shop here. That should have been aborted, that kite, and a freshie brought by the caddy. We may well be moving on to... Oh, she's got 1 minute 30 seconds to deal with. Terrible tangle. Can we get a shot of that on the beach? We have the caddy here who's trying to untwist this bar. He's got some real pressure in his hands right now as he's rushing it back. He thinks he's done it. He thinks he's done the job on it. We should be looking over to the left-hand side with that yellow Vegas kite over there. There we go.
A spaghetti dinner for Claudia Leon over there.
Crabbing her way up the beach. As I don't think she's going to get a move in here at all. She's got less than a minute to deal with this, and I think this would have been better aborted and getting another fresh kite. She'd have had about 3 or 4 minutes to go and do that. And this coach here is doing the best he can to untangle this as this real... Oh, he's done it. I think he's done it. She's going to get 1 run out to sea here, I think, Craig. She's got 40
a good 40 seconds
40
left.
seconds to deal with this. Thumbs up, which is the good sign to the kite launcher. 6 meter Vegas. I think she's going to get enough time to ride out and then possibly ride back in. Could this be an incredible comeback from the Spanish rider Leon? 2 good tricks here could really propel her up. She's in 3rd place at the moment, currently on the podium, but one feels that Pippa Van Ercel isn't done yet. She could do with something here. There's got to be around 20 seconds left of this. She's still riding out to sea. She's still going. She's turning around now.
She's got to have about 10 seconds left now. Oh.
Are they going to put the dots up? Are they going to put the dots up? They kind of give courtesy time, I think it's called sometimes, with riders that have had issues. This is going up the beach if it goes wrong. Front roll to toe side. Will they score this? This is interesting for me now, Craig, because the judges, they do speak about this. Sometimes they allow extra time, but whose fault is it really?
Yeah, that's a slippery slope, giving the extra time to people, but it's quite nice when it happens to you. So no complaints there for Claudia.
So we go to Pippa Van Ercel on your screen right now. Claudia Leon does get a 1.67, and that could majorly change things here, as it's a bit of a defense mechanism, that score there for Pippa Van Ercel, who'll be trying to make her way onto the podium. I wonder how she feels about that score going in.
Well, Pippa, I'm sure she's not impressed.
No, she definitely won't be stoked. Here she comes then, left foot forwards, Pippa Van Ercel. 4 crashes so far with a huge mega loop that she put in here. Will she go for the kite loop again? Or will she play it easy and go for, well, not easy. Will she go for a freestyle? Or an easy freestyle?
She needs 1.32 for third place and only 1.88 to get into second.
And it's a big moment, and you can just see that in her face right now, as there's such a lot on the line here for these last 2 tricks for these ladies. Bernoulli will be looking at this, knowing that if we don't see a decent move here, she's going to take it. She actually needs, I think, if we don't see something over 3.4, Bernoulli's untouchable.
Yeah, she basically has to get a couple 8s.
If she didn't get above a 3.4 here, which would put her score up to about 6 something, she'd need a 10 to get anywhere near 17.
Exactly.
So this move here certainly lets us know who might have won this thing. But if she scores over 3 here, it's not done.
She needs 2 tricks about the same.
This is good. This is looking good.
No.
Oh, no.
That is not going to be it.
Didn't commit to that, but that's not going to be it for first place. First place looks like it's wrapped up for Bernoulli then for her first win.
That's it.
But this well could be a move. There's another trick attempt. This another trick. All these things could still change. Second, third, and fourth place could still change it. Here's the replay here, Craig. It was a wonderful takeoff. On one, just felt she might stick another 180 here, but didn't, and just took it to toe side in the end.
Yeah, big congrats going out to Francesco Bernoulli.
She's bagged herself a first place in Le Cat.
Yeah, for someone who just last week was telling me she didn't feel very comfortable coming into the competition, has been spending a lot of time at university and focusing a lot into her studies. Let's see what she has as her last trick here.
Oh, went for the 313, but crashes. What's she been studying? Winning events?
I think she's been studying physical education, and she's really into yoga and physical fitness, and I'm not exactly sure what she's majoring in, but it's something to do with mind and body, I'm pretty sure.
Looks like she needs a drink out there, Craig. She's looking thirsty with that great win there in Le Cat. It's unbelievable first place for Bernoulli, but still fighting out second, third, and fourth right now, as we are about to nearly end here in the cat, the Mondial Devon. Mika Sol on your screen there is the current world champion, has had not her best kiteboarding heat in her life, but these have been the ultimate challenging conditions that we've had.
Yeah, I think Mika was actually pointing out yesterday that yesterday was the first time she was beat in a long time. Last year, I think she won every single event, every heat.
This for the podium. She has to perform something here. What does she need to get into second? It's a 1.17 she needs. Will she play it safe, or will she go for it? This is interesting now. What would the coach say with a whole year ahead with many other events? And it's all about that becoming a world champion. It's not just on one event. She could play easy and try and get a second or third, or she could go crazy and try and get a second or third. There are her options.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't even really need to go crazy to get the second. She needs 1.17 for second.
But the problem with that is Van Ercel and Leon are still to go.
Exactly. I would say if we see Mika do a good 3-1 front side 3-1-5,
that would secure the second place.
Or a backside 3, she would definitely be in. And these are tricks I know she has in her bag. So let's see here. I'm guessing we're going to see either Hintermobe or Vantage 3.
If she crashes it, she's not on the podium. Oh, she sticks it.
I think she just did a heart attack. That's going to be tough.
That'll be devastating to Leon and Van Ercel now, because one of those won't make it onto the podium after that solid trick from Mikhaili Sol. That's going to be up there in the 8s for sure. Maybe 7, high 7s, 8s. Remember, a slim chance of 8.67. We can look back on those scores and we can see what was given for other tricks. And the highest score of the heat so far was an 8.6 by the Italian Bernoulli, who knows she's already won this thing.
Let's say mid-7s.
Mid-sevens. Look at this move again. Here she goes, performing a 360, passing the bar behind her back and landing cleanly after that S-bend.
Yeah.
That's what we call a heart attack. And there's the coach saying, I know you haven't got first place here, but you've put yourself in second, and that is a real good effort, seeing the conditions and how you must feel. So these are going to build her, these moments, Craig. She's used to winning all the time. It's going to build her character. Here we go then with Leon. Can she put her fight and stake her claim for the podium here? She's currently down in 4th place. She needs a 0.61 for 3rd, Craig. What do you think she's going to do about it?
I think she's looking for a little shifty frontside 3.
Really? Just to get on the podium, though? Do you think she'll go for that? What could she upgrade? Front roll, no S.
She needs
She can't rely on the back.
She's 8.75 for second, so she's going to have to do something better than the slim that we saw from Fran
she won't be getting
Bagnoli,
second here. She won't be looking at second for sure. She's done the back roll, front roll, and Rayleigh. That's the problem. I'd be going kite loop if I was there. But I'd probably be doing that on every trick.
You would.
What's it going to be? Blind judge.
Oh,
Has she done it? She's pulled it off. Unbelievable from Leon to get onto the podium here. Just down the road is her country, Spain. She can't be far away from where she lives. And after what she's been through with a kite tangle, a massive deal, it does make that point where she got that 1.67 become very controversial for the time that she was given extra by the judges. But she certainly landed a clean move there. Great example of riding downwind on landing in that position to absorb the tension of the kite.
Not in a hurry to hook back in or anything, just riding the trick out and making it look easy.
Yeah, a common mistake with that one is to go and do about 10 kite loops after it with your hand on the edge of the bar. You know, get the control of the kite. Pippa Van Ercel, what does she need to stay on the podium? We don't know yet because we haven't had that score come in on our system. It will refresh very shortly. Pippa Van Ercel will know what she needs.
Claudia Leon got a 6.59 for that.
Yeah, so Van Ercel needs a 6 for 3rd. Wow, she's really asked questions of Van Ercel here. Van Ercel been on the podium? I think she has.
I don't know if she's been on the freestyle podium. I don't think so. She's been on the GK Air Games last year, but maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure she will if she was.
And she's ridden so well at this event as well. Just this final, things didn't fall into place. Ever since that big mega loop, it didn't really go so well for her. And you have to say is that Leon really nailed that. But we know it's in the bag. It's for a spot on the podium. There's a friend looking on there from the Netherlands who always supports her, both on and off the water.
Definitely.
What she got for us, tense times.
Oh, what a nail biter this is for Pippa at the moment. If she would have been able to put together a heat like the one yesterday, she'd probably be sitting in 2nd place.
I think she's going for the Hintermobe here, or is it the kite loop? She's full speed.
No, I think she's looking for the Hintermobe.
She's going to be very close to time. One thing she does know is that she could probably take a bit longer, knowing they couldn't do her in. But is she going for a right foot forwards move here? What's she done already?
I don't think she's going to be going for that kite loop. I think it'd be tough for her to get over a 6 with the loop.
She's trying for a blind judge. There's the support on the beach. Nervy times. After this wave,
she's going for a heart attack as well, I bet him.
Here we go then. Can she stick it in this bumpy sea? She rides downwind. She's going for the blind judge. Can she ride away? No, she can't. She just goes over the front side edge. And that will be curtains for Pippa Van Ercel. That completes our ladies' final then. Francesco Bernoulli will take 1st place. Mika Sol, current world champion, has to settle with 2nd with a great comeback. Claudia Leon will be in 3rd place, and Van Ercel from the Netherlands has to accept 4th. Not bad. They've all got through to the final.
Definitely.
Craig, it's been an absolutely epic event here at the Mondial Devant in France. We've seen massive waves, strong winds, lots of competition. What has been your favourite part of it?
Oh, it's been hard to say. I mean, there's been a lot of ups and downs throughout this event. At one point, we thought that the event might not even run. We might not even see a result. And here we are now, about to throw up the ladies onto the podium. So, yeah, thanks for having me, Lou.
No problem. Nice to chat with you, Craig. I'm Lewis Crathen. If you like what you've heard and you want to hear it again, you know where to find me. Goodbye. That's my plug. So people want me to do other jobs, but I can also get away with being like, no, it's plugging this. on the tour, but